All right, good afternoon, everybody, and a huge welcome to Google Digital Garage this afternoon. Many apologies for the slight delay to the starting time. We had a few technical issues, so I think I've just seen myself actually go live. So many apologies, everybody, for the late start to this session this afternoon, which was due to start at 1 p.m. Many apologies for that. We had a slight technical issue, but we are now, as you can see, live. So we will get going and get into build your personal brand online. So welcome along, everybody. Absolute pleasure to be here today. A big happy Friday to everyone. And I hope you are well and hopefully possibly looking forward to the weekend. So for anybody just joining, again, just big apologies for the late start to the session. We had some technical issues which are resolved now. And if you're having any difficulties in terms of viewing the stream, then please do just refresh your browser. So what'll be great, it's going to be excellent if you're in the chat, just to say that you can see me and hear me okay now after that false start, after that slightly delayed start, and say hello to us all in the chat. Let's have a great Friday afternoon and ease our way into the weekend. Now, my name is Glenn. And I'm a trainer for Google's free skills training program, Google Digital Garage. I'm an experienced digital skills trainer and background with management and consultancy, and really helping businesses to grow and helping individuals also to understand how to build their brand. So hopefully I can add a fair amount of value to this session for you this afternoon. I'm also joined in the chat function by the wonderful Samantha. You can see there, Samantha Moderator, and there's a little blue spanner by the side of her name. So please do get involved. And as I've just said, if you wouldn't mind, just to give us a really good overview, let us know that you can hear and see me now. That would be fantastic. And hello and good afternoon to everybody. We really appreciate you joining us this afternoon. Now, before we actually get started, if you can't see the chat, then please do log into your YouTube account. That'll become really handy. You'll see the chat to the right-hand side or underneath the main window, depending on the device that you're using. That's going to help you to interact. Hello, I can see a couple of hellos from Nihal and from Rahul. Good afternoon to you too. Good. I'm glad that you can see and hear us now. So yeah, welcome along. Get a pen and paper ready. Building your personal brand online. We're going to spend the next about 45 minutes just running through how important building your personal brand is and what we can do to help to maximize our own personal online presence. So please use the Google Digital Garage website, which is g.co/digital garage, which I'm sure Sam will share for you in the chat. Please sign up for more of these sessions. We've got a lot of no-cost learning available for you, a lot of sessions that are going to help complement this one to help give you an overall understanding of maximizing online presence, how to market yourself effectively, and how to build really effective relationships. Okay, so let's actually get into the content now, and let's have a look at what we're going to be covering this afternoon. So we've broken the session down into 3 sections. On the first one, we're going to understand our online presence, what it means, where it is, what we do, the things that perhaps you might not have taken into account that actually do count as your online presence, and really keeping a track and trying to manage that. Then we're going to be moving into section 2, which is going to help us to use some tools to build our brand online. And then thirdly, we're going to be looking at how we can grow our online network. Again, really key elements to help us to build a presence, to be there when we're needed, and for people to really see the best of us. So it would be really great. Again, I've mentioned the chat. Please say hello in the chat for the people that are here. And also just let us know what it is that you're working on and what it is you're looking to understand about your online presence and your personal brand. And also if you're looking or are in the process at the moment of actually building an online brand yourself, you know, how well it's going. Let us know if there's been any particular difficulties or challenges, that sort of thing. Once we get the chat going, it's really great to see how we can all learn from each other. All right, so let's move into the first section, which is how we're going to understand our online presence and what that actually means. Now, our online presence is actually everything that we do online. You might have a social media profile. There's a strong presence. You might have a website. You might contribute to forums, you might be in groups. There are many, many ways that you potentially are leaving your stamp online and leaving your presence to be recognized by other people that might be looking for you, if they're recruiters or if they're looking for you or your business. So again, it's really important, and this is going to be the theme all the way through this module, is to be building as positive online presence as we possibly can, so that the people that do find us see the best us. Okay, so let's have a look at now what our online presence does actually include. So it is about the content that you create and share, as I've mentioned a few examples of those. All of these things actually make up essentially your digital footprint. Again, a good term to put into a search engine a bit later on, do a bit more research on what is my digital footprint. The examples that you can see on the screen are helping us to establish some of those important areas where your digital footprint is being established. So you may well share photos online. You may well change your statuses. You may well upload videos. All of these things are content that can be attributed back to you or to the profile that you're using. Now, one slightly overlooked element is perhaps content that we're tagged in. So not only can we upload those great pictures and videos of ourselves showing us doing good things, but sometimes other people can do that too. And you do really want to make sure that the content you're tagged in, again, is reflecting content that you want people to see about you. You know, sometimes on social media profiles, people might put up photos that are not that flattering of us and tag us in them. And again, that can be seen by people you don't want to be putting off. So think about the articles that you might have been tagged in, the comments that you might have featured in, and again, the photos that you might have been tagged into by other people. Another element of your digital footprint is your internet activity. So let's think about the cookies that we leave on our browser when we're visiting websites. I'm sure we're all aware, if we go onto websites, of the cookie privacy notices that we get up on pretty much every site we visit, which is asking us to accept all of the cookies or to customize our cookies. Now, again, these are things that come down to personal choice, but they do show information about you, about your browsing history, about the sites that you're visiting, the things that you're doing. You know, the cookies can cover a number of online purposes for marketers, which are then reflected back. So you have to be aware that this is part of your digital footprint. Also, your online purchases. You know, we are leaving a good trail of everything that we do online. And again, I think it's key, as we evolve and our understanding of the internet evolves and our understanding of our place on the internet evolves, that we understand some of these privacy issues. And again, looking at browser privacy issues, profile privacy issues, these are all really good terms that you can look up and search on. So 77% of people, again, thinking about our digital footprint and how we want to be seen by others, 77% of people researched a date before meeting in person. So it would be really lovely in the chat for me to understand, and for Samantha to understand, how many of you have researched a person before you've gone to meet them. It doesn't even necessarily have to be a date. If it is a date, fantastic. But if not, I mean, I have many, many times. It's always good to learn more about the person that you're going to meet. And when you think about the date element of this, again, if you're meeting a potential stranger, the safety elements that are involved in that too, you know, making sure that you can understand this person as much as possible, their online presence, what they do, so that you can build a bigger picture of them. You know, we are quite insatiable in terms of our need for information, and the internet has provided us with a tool to help us to find out most things. Really, anything that's left online is potentially findable. So in a study of 2,000 dating app users, 77% said they'd researched a date online before meeting them, and 40% said that they always do that whenever they're meeting people. So that's a really interesting stat. That could be someone looking you up. Again, the online presence, wanting to set that good impression, is going to be absolutely key there. Now, your online personal brand absolutely matters. So not only just for online dating, but also think about if you're going for a new job. That could be something utterly crucial to you. You could have established and found the ideal job for you, and you're really, really excited. These are key stats to note on that element. 70% of employers conduct social media checks. 70%, that's going to go up to, why wouldn't it? 57% have rejected applicants because of what they found on social media findings. So, I mentioned about the being tagged in other people's photos. Think about what goes on your social media feeds. Now, if you ask yourself the question, why do employers or recruiters look for us on social media? It's to establish a true picture, or a truer picture perhaps, of us than that which we, in our limited ability, when we apply for roles, when we go through to recruitment agencies, we can only supply a limited amount of information. So if you have an open profile, so you have to also consider the open or the closed or private profile options that you have available to you. Are you going to be happy for employers and recruiters to see your profiles and the content that you have and the posts that you've made? Your online presence and the management of your online presence is a really key factor in getting jobs. It's not just down to CV and cover letters anymore, because the more tools and the more ways that you can be found online, the more options employers can conduct some of those checks. And because only 2% of CVs that get sent through to potential job openings get through to interview stage, it's also a good way of filtering out people that they feel might not be suitable. So you do need, I think, to bear this in mind, especially if you're looking or about to embrace a career change. So let's manage our online presence. We can set something called a Google Alert. A Google Alert, I've got one on my name. It sends me an email every time my name comes up somewhere on the internet. You can check that you're not, somehow been subjected to ID fraud, or again, you can just understand what's going up online about you. I've got a counterpart in the States with the same name as me, and I get a lot of articles coming through because he features online quite a lot. But luckily, I've not found anything which is negative towards me or my online presence thus far. But this gives you a quick indication of what you can change if you need to. Now, develop a clear social media strategy. Think about your profiles. As I mentioned about the public and the private, maybe if you are looking for new jobs, you might want to set a nice public profile, which is dedicated to your job online search. Maybe also you'd want to keep your personal profiles private if you feel they might be too revealing or reveal things that you wouldn't want people necessarily to know about you in the early stages. So think about your public or your private status. Also respond to reviews and comments. It's really key in terms of helping you share your knowledge online, helping you to be able to build a conducive presence and to get involved in conversations. We've been talking about social media. All of these platforms where we have the ability to talk to each other give us a good, positive online presence, and we can think about the posts that we make, and we can think that every post has got a purpose, and maybe if we set ourselves some goals, we can work towards those goals with every post that we make. And if we're not sure about a post, maybe we don't post it, and then we actually consider what we're going to do about it next before we actually post. If we're unsure, then maybe again check, is it working towards the goal that I want to achieve? So we've got Google Alerts. Again, I'm sure Samantha won't mind sharing a link to Google Alerts. And there's also another tool called Social Mention. It's a very simple to use social media tool that aggregates user-generated content from across the internet into a single stream of information. So again, you can see what's going up. And if you put in your search terms and criteria clearly on that, you can then understand what potentially is going up online about you. So have a look at some of those tools and find something which works for you and is as intuitive as it can be. Now, as we've mentioned, as we've alluded to in terms of employment checks, recruitment has gone digital. So social media is now a very popular platform to find and to filter candidates and for hirers and applicants to actually connect. So, you might get a quick Google Meet call, for example, or they ask you to join over Zoom for a quick introductory chat. Be prepared that the interview process has also evolved with the technology that's available to us. LinkedIn has a job tool, which is the second largest job search engine in the UK. So again, maybe thinking if you're looking to find a new role or looking to evolve the role that you're in, that optimizing your LinkedIn profile could be a really good way to highlight your main areas of interest and expertise. It's all about being able to actually stand out to recruiters. Also remember that software is now used to filter candidates. So whereas before perhaps a CV might hit someone's desk and they might have a pile of them, now your CVs are being scanned through automatic scanning machines, and they are looking for keywords. So also very important when you're applying for a particular role to match your CV and description of the experience that you have to the job description to make sure that they can see the applicable skills that you have and the skills that are applicable to the role that you're going for, because the software that's used will filter out people on those types of keywords. And then online network is important. It's really, really important. So is face-to-face networking, but online networking, the abundance of channels that we have available to us, potentially Facebook or Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok, whatever medium it is that you like to use, have those conversations, start conversations, be there when people want to see the type of information that you want them to associate perhaps with you. Get involved in conversations, show people that you know what you're talking about. But the key here is to definitely get involved. Now let's think about our business's online brand as well. Online activity, again, is at the core of everything that we're talking about here. So you can have a personal brand. The difference between a business brand and a personal brand is that your product is your skills and strengths. When you're talking about your business brand, it's products, services, or other offerings that are promoted under a business name, and you've got a logo and you've presented yourself and you're building that business brand to be recognized for. So a personal brand is going to be how you represent yourself online and differentiate yourselves from the people that are around you. A business brand or a personal brand are both going to have unique selling points, the things that either make your business brand stand out or they make you stand out as an individual. Always play on your individuality, the things that are individual to you, the things that your friends and your family love about you, because they make you. They're constituent elements of everything that is you. That's how you are working towards building a very effective personal brand. Strong personal brands allow you to build your career off of what you've done before. They really, really do, because again, using all of the techniques that we've been talking about, we can start to get people to appreciate us for what we're good at. We're going to see a couple of examples of that coming up. So online brands can create opportunities in real life. So we've got a personal trainer at Dan, the PT, so the personal trainer on the left-hand side. And then we've got Sheena Maui, who is very much involved with health and beauty. And they've got some good stories. So Dan, so the example on the left, Dan, the personal trainer, he trained as a professional health and wellness coach some years back. So now he then, after he did his training, started to upload fitness videos and workouts online. Again, there's quite a lot of examples of that going on at the moment. So Dan, again, pulled on his own individual strengths to be able to build his own brand and to get some traction with his audience and with people that are interested in the fitness videos and workouts online. Now you'll see that he's got a great picture, really strong picture, nice view, someone keeping fit, going running in the hills. But he's also got some great descriptions there. He's a personal trainer, life coach. He's a mental health advocate. Again, our mental health can be boosted by exercise. He's a confidence booster. He's a Mind Award winner. He's telling people what he's about, what he does, and what he can do to be of benefit to them. So that's a really great example of a profile. And of course, his profile picture there has got him smiling. A really important part. People love profile pictures where you're happy and where you look motivated. He now gets paid by fitness brands to wear their clothing and use their equipment. So his online branding has certainly worked for him. Sheena, on the right-hand side, started their blog, and they were collating a lot of food images, and which they were posting on their social media. Now, it started to gain interest fairly quickly because we're all foodies, I think, underneath it. And she started to get some questions and some letters from fans requesting recommendations based on her experience in that world. So now she gets invites from local restaurants to try their food in return for a review on their blog. So that's a fantastic development for Sheena in terms of taking a personal interest in something she had a skill and a strength in, and then really upgrading that experience, helping out other people and getting some benefits from it. So if you have a think about some of the things that you do, what benefit could other people gain from you? From your experience, the things that perhaps are primarily even interests or hobbies to you that you might be able to take forward and perhaps push into a career. The online world and some of these social media channels do give us the opportunity to develop in that way. So, okay, I think we've started to establish some of the importance of building a really positive online brand, some of the pitfalls to avoid, making sure our profiles are really positive, but also that we might better build something new out of having a positive online presence. So now we're going to have a look at some of the tools that are available to us to help us build our online brand. So we need goals. We need goals for everything, really, because as it says there, goals give us purpose. Goals are going to give us a brand purpose. You know, you have a goal, you need to work towards it. You need to measure your progress as you do work towards it. You know, do you want to become a trend setting chef in London? Do you want to become a knowledge expert in how to grow organic vegetables? Whatever your interests and your passion is, set a goal that's what I want to become. So your vision and goal is going to inform how you behave online. Again, thinking about the fact that every post counts and what you share online, every post needs a goal. So let's look at how we create a goal now. So the first thing we're going to do, and it would be good if you have a think about some goals that you might want to think about using online. What is your goal? So you can see a couple of examples there. It could be to find new job opportunities. It could be that you just want to find more followers for your presence, your channels, your profiles. Or maybe you need to find new clients. You know, if you think about Dan, the personal trainer, or Sheena Maori, they're always looking for new clients to continue their success and to help to share the benefits with their overall audience. So track your performance and you'll start to understand when you succeeded. I want to find new job opportunities. So that will be a good goal set. But you want really to set your goals and have them in as much detail as you possibly can. So we've built now on finding new job opportunities. Well, I'd like to be a chef near Liverpool. Okay, fine. That's a lot more focused. That gives us a lot more variables that we can work towards, because now we know we want to be a chef and we want to be in the Liverpool area. Or we want to find more followers. Find more followers for what? Find more followers of vegetarian cooking. So maybe that's our speciality, our expertise. And also find new clients. To do what? To buy your pottery. So again, that's quite niche. That's quite important. We may well all do things that are slightly niche. There are going to be channels, forums, and communities available to us where we might well find those new clients who are going to buy our pottery, who are going to buy our new bikes, who are going to sign up to our new fitness routine. Whatever it might be that you're doing, think about how you're going to find those new clients, what channels might be appropriate to them, and then how you can actually interact and communicate with them. Now, this is a very popular model. I'm sure that a number of us are aware of the SMART model. So we need to be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-based in our goals. So specific, we really want to clearly define what it is we want to achieve. So it could be, I want to increase my Instagram followers, or whatever platform you're on. Measurable, so we want to track our goals performance. So maybe you want more people to click on your website link. You could, I want a 20% increase in website clicks to my bookings page. See how specific that can be. Achievable, you know, you've got to be realistic. You want to know that you're working towards something real and something that you can actually achieve. Something relevant, so relevant to you, your goals, your passion, your business, whatever it is. You know, you might want to increase your, if you were looking for that job, you might want to increase your links with recruiters on LinkedIn, for example. So that would be relevant for looking for a new role for those purposes. And then time-based. So you want to make sure that you give yourself a time scale so that you can make it realistic again, set yourself sort of stakes in the ground to review your progress and to see how you're doing. You know, you might set too short a time initially, you might set too long a time. This is why you review your goals as you work along, and then you can refine your approach. It's all a learning process. It's quite difficult, I think, to actually get it completely right first time. So give yourself, you know, take it easy on yourself, be kind to yourself, be nice to yourself, and set yourself these goals and then tweak and play with them as you go to make them fit in with you and your lifestyle. So a good example to put all of those together. I want to increase my YouTube video views by 20% over the next 3 months to increase brand awareness and become a venue of interest for patrons between the ages of 25 and 35. So there's a really distinct goal, a really distinct, smart goal. Again, there's a lot of information here. We fully understand that. So it's a good time to let you know that this webinar will be available for the next 24 hours on the link that you joined with. So please do join in again. And if you need to cover any points and work through some of these points again and maybe apply them to your own circumstances, you have the ability to do that with the link that you initially joined with. Okay, so let's move on to who do we need to reach out to achieve our goal. We want to define our audience, and we want to signpost a group that we want to target. Targeting your audience is really important. It's a key kind of term in overall digital marketing and personal brand building. You want to be targeting recruiters if we're looking for a new job. If we're that personal fitness instructor, we might want to be targeting clients. So let's build out our target audience and build a thing called a persona. The more we know about someone or a group of people, the easier it is to find them and to engage with them, because it gives your brain the opportunity to build on the information that's been gathered. So we might want to understand who's going to be our key age range. Are they going to have any particular interests that, again, are going to be applicable for the area you want to move into? You know, people that like something also have a general interest in other things. So start to work out and maybe look at even some of the social media profiles that are open about what people share, what they say they like, what their interests are, what they do in their spare time. That's going to give you an ample opportunity to build some intelligence and to know where to target them. You know, what accounts are they on? Do they use Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn? What accounts do you feel they're going to be on that are going to help you to achieve your goals? What profession? What do they do? You know, LinkedIn is a good one for that. It can help you understand what jobs people are in. It can help you link with people in specific industries or careers that you might be working towards yourself, or that you might want to shine in terms of your knowledge and your expertise, make the right connections. So think about the professions that your audience may well be undertaking, and perhaps even where they are. So what location are they in? How are they based in a particular location, in a city, in a county, in a country? Where are they? Again, you can start to then really put some good targeted campaigns together to actually reach people in particular locations that might be very applicable to you. You know, if you are a local business, for example, then location could be quite important to you in terms of how willing people are going to be to travel to see you or to talk with you, that sort of thing, or to engage with your service. Think about location, because, you know, there's no point appealing to people in Glasgow, in the north part of in Scotland, if you're actually based in London. You know, people aren't likely to travel that far, especially if you have a fair amount of competition within the industry that you're in. So there are some good tools to find a target audience. I'd really recommend Google Analytics, fantastic tool. It helps you to log every single click on your website. It really helps you to understand your visitors, what they're doing, when they're online, what times of day, when they're most popular, what countries they're coming from, what regions they're coming from. It gives you a whole host of important information. You know, you also will then have some of these social media business profiles, which give you excellent analytics dashboards, or insight dashboards, as they're most commonly used or called on social media profiles. Again, it gives you the background of the people that are clicking through, helps you build pictures of who you're quite popular with. You might start to see some trends, some patterns. Oh, they're all 25 to 35, or they're all 35 to 45, whatever the age ranges may be. It helps you to build up a persona and to start to appeal specifically to that audience. Think with Google is a great tool as well. Again, please go online. You can find insights into industry news. You can look at search trends. You can have a really close look at the way that people work online, and some really good research that's gone on in the background. Now, Find My Audience is on YouTube. So these, again, working towards us finding ways to discover our ideal customers. So Think with Google offers insights, as we've mentioned, and ideas into your industry and region. It has a number of tools to help you improve the health of your website and to help you identify your audience. So it's really, really invaluable. Find My Audience helps you understand your most valuable customers are on YouTube. So if you're on YouTube, and again, a great social media platform, the world's second largest search engine too. So there's a lot of ability to really reach a wide audience. You can discover new audiences. You can learn how to reach them individually with relevant messages. You can discover new audiences based on their interests, their habits, and what they're potentially planning to purchase. You can get free audience profiles with insights. So again, there is a link for that, thinkwithgoogle.com/feature/find my audience, which I'm sure Sam will be happy to share in the chat for you. Now, when we start to think a little bit about content and content consistency builds trust. Think about your own experience online, be as objective as you can when you're thinking about the things that you do. What do you appreciate when you click on a website or a profile? What things stand out to you? What elements are going to build that trust and credibility with your audience? Think about that, because again, your own experience may help you click off profiles or click off websites because it's not really suiting your purpose. So what information do you like to see included that you might need to include on your own profiles too? Now, to get an effective presence online, we want to build a profile carefully, and that we can build an online brand and we can create our own space. So let's have a look at this example of a lady called Fatima Allen. She's at Fatima_Allen, at Fatima Allen. So it's clear, it's easy to identify her. Now, she's a customer service from Manchester, interested in content marketing opportunities. She's an Open University graduate in English literature, regular contributor to BuzzFeed and HuffPost, and she's got new ideas. And once you've learned all about that, she's basically saying for new ideas or opportunities, email her. So what she's doing there is outlining what she is, what she does, her background and her credibility. And then she's also saying, and now that you're excited to know who I am, contact me at this particular place, like a call to action. Calls to action are really, really important. Let people know what they need to do next. So think about yourself, again, being as objective as you possibly can. Which words do you feel describe your brand? Please do feel free to drop some of these examples in the chat for us now. So which words describe your brand? If you were going for a caring type of role or a caring job, or you wanted to come across as a carer, you're a doctor, or into physical health or mental health, maybe you'd want to be something like, let's have a look through there. Honest would be good. Maybe humble, could be reliable. It could be sympathetic. Think about the words that you think would adequately describe you and the thing that you're trying to achieve online too. So if you were doing something fun, maybe if you were a musician, maybe you want to be seen as creative, as efficient, or as successful or well established. Again, work some of these words around to how you think you'd like to come across. I mean, would you describe yourself as joyful or powerful? Are you informative or are you witty? Try to think as many of as possible and then whittle them down maybe to your top 3. That's going to help you to define a brand tone of voice. Then also choose some useful photos that complement your handle. So we saw before that Fatima Allen had a good handle that people are going to recognize for her. We can see the example on the left there at That Health Doctor. Some great pictures of some really healthy, yummy looking food at That Health Doctor. It works. At John Breadmaker, you've then got a picture of somebody actually creating, cooking and making bread at John Breadmaker, very clear. The middle example at I Love Cakes Do You, with a guy playing a guitar. Not sure. That's a bit of a mismatch of words versus images there. Is that going to put you off? Is that going to make you click onto other profiles because you're not sure what's going on? So as with the example that we have now coming up, you want to make sure that you have a relevant photo, that the photo is relevant to the handle that you've created. So at Sheena Maui, it's a picture of Sheena, that you're putting in all of your links so that you give people the option to find out more about you by finding you on other channels. So she's got a link to her website there. She's also letting people know that she's got a YouTube channel and a TikTok channel. So if you want to find Sheena Maui there, you can go and do that. But also then, very importantly, on the pictures, she's got content which is reflecting her offering. So again, those great crisp pictures, those pictures that are likely to make you feel a little bit hungry. Fantastic. Okay, that's really, really important. So as we move into the final section of the webinar now, let's just have a look at growing our online network. Now, if you bear with me for 1 second. Your online network is the thing that you have that's helping you to really link with other people, to have those conversations, to find people that may be sharing the same types of interests as you, people you might want to collaborate with, people that can really help you to build your presence too. So when we look at some of the tools that are going to be important here, then increase the chance of people finding you on LinkedIn. Now, LinkedIn is a great tool. It's a great platform. I love LinkedIn. It's one of the key ones that I use. You want to make sure that you are building a big, complete and detailed profile. So as point 1 says there, complete your profile. Give them request recommendations and skills, social proof really there, whereby it's great to know that other people have had a really good experience with you. It's all great saying, oh, Glenn, he's brilliant at this, this and this. You know, I think I'm so good at this X, Y, and Z. Or is it going to be better when other people say, actually, I had a great experience with Glenn. He was really, really helpful, really, really useful. He had the knowledge that I needed, and we got past our challenges very, very quickly indeed. You know, that type of recommendation is going to be key, I think, to help build that social credibility and that social trust. Then link your other profiles in so that people, again, can find you on a website, can find you on another platform, again, that you've managed, that you're happy to link people to. Building a wider online presence, giving people different options and varieties of ways of seeing you and learning about you and are going to be important. And also build your profile up, as you can see Fatima's done there, using keywords, because LinkedIn, again, is a search engine which people, recruiters, will find you using keywords for what it is they're looking for. So if you're looking to go for a new role, then it can say there, open to job opportunities. So tick that particular box, but also include keywords that are going to help you find that role too. Now, in terms of tips to grow your network, then you can see from all of the examples we've shown throughout this presentation that posting unique, high quality content is really, really important. Good visuals, good imagery is going to be key. You want to be heard above all of the other profiles out there that might be doing similar stuff to you. Find that unique voice for your brand, as we've mentioned, and try and present yourself in an individual way as best you possibly can. It could be jaw-dropping photos or thought-provoking captions, you know, again, working towards a goal of what you want to achieve. You want to make your brand stand out as best you can. Give your followers something that they are going to want to share as well, which we'll be covering in a second. But again, be consistent. You know, we want to reply to comments, even if it's saying something like thank you to any comments that people have left, or to have that discussion. You know, to keep boosting your following, then keep talking to people and maybe asking questions, maybe running some polls on your social media platform if it runs polls, getting people to interact with you. And also the social media platforms love that. They love the comments being posted and discussions being had. Also, in terms of consistency, is you want to let people see you for what you are, rather than jumping around all over the place and giving perhaps a slightly mixed impression of what's going on. Then just be consistent. Understand what it is that your audience want from you and stick to that as best you can. That could be everything from your captions, the filters that you use for your photos, the angles that you use if you're doing videos, for example, the coloring that you use, your font. You know, it's like building brand guidelines essentially. So develop a unique visual identity. You know, brand guidelines, again, a good term for you to put into a search engine. I want to build brand guidelines, and there are templates online that will help you to do that, to give you a really strong, consistent presence online across all of your platforms too. Now, I did touch on this, create shareable content. Let your audience and your potential customers or your fans, your followers, whoever it might be, also do a bit of work for you. Because if you do provide a great experience, or you share some great images, then get your audience to share those for you. You do it all the time. That's really good. I want other people to see that. So the stronger your posts are, the better your images are, the greater your messages actually are in terms of hitting home for the people that you're trying to reach, the more chance you've got of people sharing your content too. So that is going to be really, really strong. And that again is going to help you perhaps get some of the reach, getting under the right people's noses that you're kind of looking for. Now we want to add imagery, as we've said. So Facebook posts with images see 2.3% more engagement than those without images. People love imagery, bear that in mind. Mobile video consumption has increased 17-fold since 2012. So 55% more information is retained when graphics are used. So people love words, of course, but people do love the visual element because again, it's quick attention spans, capturing people's attention, holding their attention, and getting them to want to know more about you is an absolutely vital element of your online presence too. Combine the forms and the mediums you're using, so words, videos, images, to maximum effect. We mentioned about building your brand guidelines, so you can see some good photos on screen, some consistent elements that you might want to put in, like colors, fonts, and the style of your photos. Things that, if you were walking down the road and you saw a billboard and you saw a particularly well-known company, they build in visual elements to their billboards and to their advertising, which make it's them almost before you've read the brand name. So work towards that for yourself. Use consistent elements for all of your posts, which will then start to just sort of hit the subconscious, I guess, of your audience, and they'll start to recognize you for who you are and what you can do for them. Don't mislead people, don't over filter, don't obscure what it is that you're putting, because again, you want people to see you as being authentic. That's important, very, very important. But you can just add some small stylistic elements to help people recognize it's you. Using interactive media, so having those conversations, again, is another great way to work. Use polls, a number of social platforms, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, I think too, are going to help you to run polls, ask questions. Maybe you can gain some valuable intelligence from people by running a poll. Tell people stories. Think about, again, how you can use short form, which is, not running very long, short content, perhaps on video platforms, to get your message across very, very quickly. And again, maybe if you're not keen on doing too many messages and those types of posts, doing some video content. See what works for you and what, again, appeals to your customers, what resonates with them. Again, build your posts, make them appealing, make them stop people in their tracks so they want to click, and so that they want to know more and learn more about you. And then live stream, like this one. People love live streams, the immediacy. People have the fear of missing out now. So live streams are really, really popular because it's here, it's happening now, it's something you can get involved in, and it's exciting. But to sum all of that up, I think you just need to have fun and to be authentic. As you can see again from the picture of the screen, people love messing around. People love going onto the social media platforms, doing selfies. Think about how you can build all of these elements into your content. Just have fun, stay true to your values as well. Authenticity, as I've mentioned, is one of the best ways to build trust and build good relationships online. So I'm just going to pause very briefly for questions. Again, I'm aware that we started a bit late today, so I will ask one question. And that is, we had a question in, you said LinkedIn is the second biggest job search in the UK. What's the biggest one? And that is Indeed. So if you're looking for the biggest job recruitment site, that is actually Indeed in the UK. So again, just to get through the session, again, for people that might be needing to leave on the time that we specified originally, I'm going to say thank you very much indeed. And we are now out of time. Please do go on to the Google Digital Garage site. Please do leave us some feedback as well. If you go onto the site, you can sign up for more webinars. Remember, this webinar is going to be available for you for the next 24 hours or so. So again, if you need to come back, then please do that. And I'd just like to say thank you very much indeed. I hope you have a great afternoon, a great weekend. Thanks to Samantha in the chat for doing a fantastic job. And we will see you all soon on another Google Digital Garage webinar. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.